when prior to her getting the guardianship, law enforcement went to the home to try and pick up the child and return her to her mother. And allegedly, Allie and her husband concealed the child in their home and would not turn her over to law enforcement.
Welcome to Rebel Chaser. My name is Gail, and I have a clip from Judge Marilyn Hahn at the Cowlitz County Superior Court in Washington. This is a guardianship case, and it sounds like this daughter, this child, was spending time at her aunt's house. And at that point, the aunt decided that she was going to file for guardianship. They don't really talk about why. They don't give any reasons as to why this is, but it could just be that, you know, she has to toe the line when she's at mom's house. And when she's at aunt's house, you know, it's all fun and games. So it could just be that. And whatever allegations are being made about the mom's house, which I would think there has to be some serious allegations or they would never even entertain this. But whatever allegations could just be an exaggeration or whatever. But when the police came to get the child, the aunt decided that she was just going to hide her and, you know, not turn her over. It's very much like the Ryan case, where grandma's hiding her and not turning her over. So it's very similar. This is just at the beginnings. I don't really have a whole lot of answers. I don't know how old the child is. I don't know what the allegations are about the parents. But to me, I mean, they don't look like they're on drugs. They don't look like they're high as a kite. You know, who knows what the reason is? I don't know. But I thought you guys would be interested in watching.
23-4473-08 guardianship.
I'm here. Brittany Shear, her mother.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Allie Gertza, the one that filed the motion.
Okay.
My name is Tiffany Pavey, and I'm the CPS social worker assigned to
Okay.
I am Christopher Hill. I am father.
And Tracy Fowler, I am Tiffany's supervisor at DCYF.
All right. So at this point, let me get to that just a moment.
I'm not sure if you can hear her, but my sister April from California is also here on this case.
Okay. So let me first find out from Mom whether or not you're going to be contesting, or do you want to have an attorney appointed?
I need an attorney, please.
Okay.
I am contesting this.
All right.
I want my kids there.
I just want to stop with that. Let's answer my questions. Thank you. Mr. Hill, same couple of questions. You want to consult with an attorney first, that's just fine. I believe you both qualify. So would you like to have an attorney appointed, or are you consenting to the guardianship?
Probably an attorney then.
Okay. All right. I'll go ahead and appoint attorneys for you. And then
Also, Your Honor, could I get an attorney as well?
you're the
Also,
guardian.
yeah, and also, Your Honor.
Okay, so hold on, ma'am. You don't have a right under the law to an attorney, only the parents.
Okay.
And then let me look at something real quick. Okay, 13. All right. So I also think it would be appropriate to get a guardian ad litem, or excuse me, court visitor.
Yes, please.
That would be Sherry Farr. Okay, we'll get Ms. Farr on board. And then at this point, because I don't have a lot of information other than the petition and that what I am looking to do and inclined to do, let me ask the representative from DCYF, is there a visitation schedule in place for the minor child through DCYF?
Excuse me, there is not yet, Your Honor, but the child is in our custody at this time.
Okay, all right. So are you recommending any visitation at this time? I don't have a lot of detail.
I can give you a little bit of background if you'd like. This child was taken into police custody last week on Thursday. The mother was informed, the aunt who filed for guardianship was informed that the child was in our custody. So when the order for guardianship, petition for guardianship was filed, Allie was aware that the child was in our custody. She didn't, in her petition, she indicated there were no open investigations regarding this child, which was false. She did know that we had an open investigation and that the child was in our custody. There is a lot of animosity between the aunt and the mother in this case that is affecting the child's mental health, which we are concerned about her safety with that, which is why the child has remained in our care. With the ongoing investigation, law enforcement did not want us, requested that we not place the child with Allie and her husband, for the reason that I just spoke to, as well as when prior to her getting the guardianship, law enforcement went to the home to try and pick up the child and return her to her mother. And allegedly, Allie and her husband concealed the child in their home and would not turn her over to law enforcement to return the child to her parents. For that reason, we didn't place with Allie initially. So she told us she was just going to file for guardianship because the court wouldn't care if we had custody of this child or not.
Let me stop you for just a minute. Is there a formal filing in juvenile court?
We have not filed dependency yet. Right now, the child is under police, still under the probable or protective custody order. We did not initially set up visitation. We weren't sure if the child wanted to visit with mom or not. And I don't believe that she does at this time. However, if that's not the case, we of course will get that visitation set up.
So here's where my concern is. There's not a formal filing yet, so we don't have a conflict of jurisdiction yet. But if there is a dependency filed, then that would be at issue. I just want everyone to know and understand we are streaming, so we do not have the protections that we generally have over at juvenile court. So I want to make sure everyone is aware of that. So how much longer is the protective order in place? Is it ongoing, or is there a date? Hold on.
It expired yesterday.
No, there was a second order signed yesterday that gives us another 72 hours.
Yep.
Okay.
Your Honor, I'd like to state and have it on record that
Okay.
Allie Goetze says that she only goes by Allie Goetze when in all reality, she
Okay,
goes
stop.
by.
Stop. Okay, I'm trying to figure this out procedurally at this point. So if you have 72 hours, to file, my thought is that we need to figure out what's going to happen for the DCYF case, because it directly affects what's going to happen here.
Right.
Under the law, juvenile court would have sole jurisdiction unless waived, and allows this case to go forward. So what my thought is to, because we don't know in particular what's going to happen, and you have the 72 hours under the protection order, is to put this on for Tuesday to allow that decision to be made, to have it clarified whether the guardianship is more appropriate or whether the dependency is more appropriate. And then that will give us the question of, or issue of jurisdiction can be potentially resolved. That's my thought at this point.
And our
Okay, thank you,
72
Anna.
hours would run out on Monday. So that would give us time to determine what our plan is going to be.
Yeah, that's my thought. And then if there's going to be a visitation plan. So at this point, Ms. Farr, I'm going to put you on hold until we see what happens here procedurally. And then to the parents, I would just remain in contact with DCYF as far as what they're doing. I'll do a very short continuance of the emergency order until Tuesday, and this matter can be heard and a determination can be made as to where the appropriate jurisdiction would be. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
So
Anna.
I will set this to Tuesday at 10:30.
Thank you, Anna.
All right.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. I appreciate you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.
Lying to Child and Family Services and lying to law enforcement when they come to pick up the child, shielding the child from law enforcement, those things do not make you look good in the eyes of a judge who has to decide whether or not a guardianship is needed and if you're the right place for it. There's something sketchy going on here, in my opinion. And there could be something horrific going on in the parent's home. It could be something very bad, but it could also be just allegations and a child who doesn't want to do their homework and doesn't want a curfew and doesn't want to have to clean up their room or do the dishes or go to school or do any of those things. And when she's at aunt's house, she may have a free ride. She doesn't have to do anything. It could be as simple as that. So, and she then could have made allegations about the parents. It's a good thing that Child and Family Services is going to investigate. That's a good thing, but there's something weird going on there. That's just my opinion. I'll keep an eye on it. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.